Okay, I am here to talk to you about GCF of numbers, or greatest common factor, on how to do it if you don't have a calculator and how to do it if you do have a calculator. Okay, so I'm going to start with if you don't have a calculator. Finding the greatest factor is simply finding the largest number that all of the numbers that you have can be divided by. So I'm going to start with this first one up here. What is the largest number that I can divide 4 and 16 by? Well, I know what it is, but if you don't, you find the factors of each number. So the factors of 4, I would take 4 and divide it by 1 and get 4. I divide it by 2 and get 2. And then I don't have to go any higher because then I would be back up to 4. Find the factors of 16. I divide 16 by 1, I get 16. Divide 16 by 2, I get 8. Divide 16 by 3, it doesn't work, so that's not a factor. Divide 16 by 4, and I get 4. And I know I'm done because I've already used that number there. It's like a wraparound. Okay, now that I listed all the factors, I'm going to go and find what is the largest number they have in common. It's not 16, it's not 8, it's 4. They both have a 4, so 4 is the GCF. Right, that takes some work. But if you were wise enough to bring home your handy dandy calculator, you can hit the awesome math button, go over to number, and you're going to scroll all the way down to 9, where you'll see GCD. Now, GCD stands for greatest common divisor, which is the biggest number you can divide them by, what I just said. Same thing as factor. Okay, so we're going to hit enter. We're going to put in our two numbers. Over here, I have 9 and 27, so I'm going to push 9. The comma is right here next to the parentheses, comma, 27. Close those parentheses, hit enter, and I get 9. So the calculator does the work for me, so I don't have to list anything. All right, I'm going to show that to you again with this option over here, 12 and 24. I'm going to go to math, move over with my arrow to number, and scroll all the way down. The option is 9, so I can just hit 9. And put in my two new numbers, 12. Here's the comma, 24. Close the parentheses. Whoops. Close the parentheses. And you get 12. Okay, so the greatest common factor here is 12. Now, the only time that you really can't use the calculator, like you can, I'm going to show you that you can, but you can't put 3 numbers in. Okay, so what you're going to do instead is put the lowest number in and the highest number at the same time. So again, we go to math, I'm going to go over to number, option 9, and I'm going to put in 12, comma, 28, close those parentheses, and I get 4. Okay, so I know 4 is the greatest common divisor, or GCF, greatest common factor, between these two numbers. But I need to know if it's also a divisor of this number. So all I do is take that middle number, 24, divide it by 4, and I get 6. So I can divide this number by 4, which means that all 3 of these numbers are divisible by 4. And it's the largest one you can divide all of them by. All right, so I'm going to try that again with you. I have 3 numbers here. I can't put 3 into the parentheses. It doesn't work. So I'm going to do the smallest number and the largest number. So I'm going to go to math, over to number again, option 9, GCD, I put in 6, comma, 27, and I get 3. Okay, so I know I can divide this number and this number by 3, but can I divide this number by 3? I know I can, but I'm just going to do it. 18 divided by 3. Yeah. It gives me 6. So I know that the greatest common factor or divisor is 3. Okay, and that's how you do that. Ta-ta for now.